A candlelight service was held in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in Asheville tonight. It was put on virtually this year by Trinity Episcopal Church and the MLK Association of Asheville and Buncombe County. Local leaders were recognized for their service to the community. The spirit of Dr. King was also honored.
We gather as a community with the spirit of hope to meet the challenge of this year's and every year's call to service. As we serve together, let us celebrate together. I challenge you to enact the teachings of Dr. King in your daily lives, in your homes, in your workplaces, in your schools, and in your place of worship and your community.
Tomorrow night, the association will host its virtual closing celebration. For a link to watch that event, go to WLOS.com. This day is set aside to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. With the pandemic, many commemorations here in the mountains took place virtually today. And as News 13's Rex Hodge reports, the events still carried a lot of meaning given the events of the past year.
Dr. Dana Marie Patterson is the incoming president of the Jackson County NAACP. She says despite a lot of racial unrest in the last year, Dr. King's dream is still very much alive.
Today is especially a reminder of the fact that the work is not done.
Dr. Patterson looks at the Black Lives Matter protests over the summer and our current political divide and knows Dr. King's dream is not fully realized, but she sees opportunity too.
I do definitely see this as a moment for us to reflect upon where we are as a country.
Patterson is committed to carrying on Dr. King's work, focusing on discrimination, violence, and poverty.
Those are things that no person should have to worry about.
Patterson, one of several speakers taking to a virtual Martin Luther King rally, including Dr. David Walton, who heads up Western Carolina University's Global Black Studies program, who spoke on the importance to organize for economic justice.
We are all heirs to the responsibility that he took upon his shoulders.
Patterson says her grandfather helped integrate steel mills and her parents helped voter registration in her home state of Alabama. She says she's heir to the fight for equality.
Who am I to give up at this point?
She says even with the events of last summer, she remains optimistic.
There are overwhelmingly people who want to practice just ways of living in this world. There are individuals that feel that way and that share that commitment to the values that Dr. Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King espoused for their entire lives. The work continues, the opportunity for the work continues, the need for more hands and more hearts to get on board with efforts to eradicate hate with love.
Thank you so much, we appreciate it.
A day of service is associated with Martin Luther King Day. In Silva, a food drive to help those in need, meals going to the community table.
One of the things that we wanted to do to honor Dr. King's memory was to do something to give back to our community.
Dr. King wrote, "True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice." That's what these folks say they're looking for. Reporting from Jackson County, Rex Hodge, News 13.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Sanastasi. A new mobile COVID-19 testing site opens back up today in Asheville. The community lab launched last week. Staffers administer tests from 1 to 5 in the afternoon every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The testing site is set up in the parking area at 401 Depot Street. Results usually come in within 24 to 36 hours. No appointment is needed to get tested. Yancey County's new drive-through vaccination clinic opens up for the first time tomorrow. Anyone at least 65 years and older can receive the vaccine. The clinic will be set up at the health department on Medical Campus Drive in Burnsville from 8:15 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Law enforcement will be set up to direct traffic. No appointment is needed, but an ID is required to get vaccinated. Asheville's week-long MLK Remembrance continues today. Organizers plan to honor community leaders who make civil rights a priority. The candlelight service is being held virtually this year because of the pandemic. It begins at 6 o'clock this evening. You can watch the stream on Facebook and on YouTube. For more information, visit MLKAsheville.com. Now here's meteorologist Ingrid Alstead with your Skywatch forecast.
And we've seen snow showers through the overnight hours into your MLK morning, and it will continue for a couple more hours in some locations. This winter weather advisory expires at noontime today. Highest elevations is where we're seeing that snow really start to accumulate, but even a dusting in Asheville. So as we go about the rest of the day, we're looking at temperatures only into the upper 30s at 11 a.m. and lower 40s by the second half of the day. Temperatures reaching the lower 40s across much of the region. This is about what we had yesterday afternoon, but some locations a little warmer if you live in the foothills, including in Forest City in the upper 40s, even the 50s in the Upstate. Next weather maker won't be until Thursday and Friday. At this point, it looks like it's mostly a rain event. Here's your next 7 days in Asheville. Have a wonderful week.
Surfers were hitting the waves this past weekend in Hawaii. I'm Jay Siltzer. This is your morning cup of Jay. While some of us were experiencing snow this past weekend, surfers in Hawaii were riding the waves. The island state reported 50-foot waves on Saturday. Athletes from all over flocked to the ocean. Another big swell is expected today. This is the first time this year that Hawaii has seen waves this big. Forecasters say the conditions were caused by a cyclone passing through the Pacific. A new Slim Jim flavor is trending today. The beef jerky company is serving up beefy flavor with a fast food twist. Introducing the chili cheese coney flavored Slim Jim. It's inspired by the menu item served at Sonic. This jerky is said to taste like a hot dog topped with warm chili and melted cheddar cheese in a soft, warm bakery bun. A man in Greensboro is surprised to find out he won a whole lot more than he thought on a scratch-off. The winner went to redeem a scratch-off ticket he thought was worth $1,000. It turned out, though, to be worth $150,000. He misread the scratch-off. After taxes, the winner pocketed more than $110,000. He plans to use the money to pay off his mortgage. That's your morning cup of Jay. Have a great day.